Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today is not a video episode, and I'm going to tell you why. What I was going to do was make a video about the F1 Academy and Rocket Powered Mohawk's video about the F1 Academy, and talk about my issues with the F1 Academy and the W Series, etc., etc. But I made it, and then when I edited it, I just didn't think it was quite right, and there were some bits in there that I got wrong, and there were some bits in there that I thought could be better. So I've abandoned that particular one. And so I've got to produce something for you every week because I'm nice like that. And so what I've done is I've clipped some bits from the latest Patreon episode, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of spiel at the start here. I started doing this, but it was a joke. Let's make no mistake, it was a joke. I said in the Patreon chat of Rocket Powered Mohawk, I'm going to see how long it takes to do something like what he does. So I had a go and I could do it within 48 hours. Yes, everyone found it sort of quite entertaining and a bit of a gag, and it got quite a few views. And so they said, you want to do some more? So I started doing some more, and they've held up pretty well. And I've got a great Patreon full of great people. So I actually enjoy doing that. That's the thing that I really, really enjoy is the episodes that I do on there. And so I have to produce something for you. So I thought I would do this. And that's ultimately the reason why I will not succeed in doing this, is because I actually care too much. If I was someone who just went, fuck you, you get a video when I say, fuck off, I'm still going to take your money and you'll get it whenever, then I would probably be a lot bigger than I currently am. And that's why I will ultimately not succeed, is because I care too much about your opinion and what you say. So that's why I've done what I've done. Now, it has probably been the reason that I did the first video, the reason I did that was because it had been like 70 days or something silly like that since Rocket Powered Mohawk put out an episode of The Nerve. And for all the people who did say in the comments, he's an artist, let him cook, do whatever, that's not the bit that I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with him occasionally putting stuff out on YouTube. That is fine. The stuff that we all pay for, that we pay money monthly for, is an episode of the podcast. Now, he's obviously doing at least 20 grand a month. He's doing at least 20 grand a month for no reason. And basically, it's got to the point where everybody in the Patreon chat is just paying for the chat itself. Can't you use the Discord for free? Why not just use that and cancel your subscription? I don't know if that works that way, if you have to have the Patreon to get into the Discord. I don't think so. I think once you're into the Discord, that's about it, really. Unless he actually sort of looks at who's on the Patreon and who's on the Discord, if they've even got the right names still, and then deletes people off the Discord accordingly. I don't know. Is that how it works? I have no idea. And if he's doing that and he is moderating the chat and binning anybody who speaks negatively about him, then surely he's got the effort to put out a fucking podcast. Jesus Christ, I've done fuck all this week and I've got to produce something. I've got to talk about something. Fuck all's happened in Formula One, really. There is some stuff that I spoke about, but I spoke about that last week. I don't fucking know. I've got to think of something. So you just do it. It's not that fucking hard. And I'm doing it for a lot less than this motherfucker is. So get your fucking act together. It's probably now longer between the last episode of The Nerve he did and now than when I did the first video. I'm not going to check. I can't be bothered to look to see if it is actually the case. So what did we discuss in the last Patreon? We discussed Don Flavio returning to the main seat for Alpine and the ramifications of that. I also talked about the fact that Matt and Tommy from P1 had a bit of a Barney. No, they didn't really, to be fair. I think it was Matt or Tommy. I forget which one it is. I think it was Matt who had a right old bag on about the fact it's disgusting, which you'll hear probably in the episode. I think I cut that bit. I think I put that bit in. So there's that, of them being complete fucking fannies about Flavio being back. But hey, each to their own. What was I saying? What else did I have written it down because I've actually forgotten. As soon as I film one, as soon as I record one, I do forget what I talk about. And then I talk about the fact that Hitech Grand Prix have had all their assets seized because William Oakes is a bit of a dodgy bastard. Hence why the episode on Patreon was called Heil Hitech, because I talked about some other stuff. May or may not have been about Kanye's album, which I'm not going to go into, but apart from the fact that it's annoyingly catchy. I mean, he has fucking lost it. This we know. And as I said in the episode, I did think I cut this. It is beginning. Graduation as an album by Kanye is becoming less and less potent as a defense against what he does nowadays. Like with all the other stuff, when he was sort of headbanging the God stuff in Donda and all that sort of stuff, when he was doing all that and getting a bit leery with the pointy hats and shit. Anyway, you'd be like, yeah, but Graduation was a fucking good album. Then he produces that song, you know, the song that's always on Instagram, that is the official soundtrack of fucking Instagram, apparently. You hear that and you go, I don't think Graduation's a defense anymore. Whatever. I'm sure there are some reasons why he produced that. Why am I getting into that? Why am I doing that on YouTube? That is a stupid idea. Talk about something that will get me in trouble. I mean, I can use as much F1 content as I like, as long as I don't start, you know, singing the song. Anyway, what else did I talk about? I talked about multiple other things. I talked about the fact that Virginia Guthrie's dead. You know, the victim with the most evidence and the person who was actually going to stand up in court and talk about what happened with her, Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. And she fucking committed suicide. And that got all of 15 minutes airtime on the news. 15 minutes, the biggest thing that has happened in relation to the royal family and in that whole space. And then never mind the Rotherham grooming gangs, when Bill Clinton's been, if Bill Clinton was in a Rotherham grooming gang, I'm not getting in to Keir Starmer and all that. Maybe I do. Maybe that would pump my numbers unreal if I just become one of those maniacal right-wing commentators. Fuck it, I'll do it. I don't care. I don't even have to believe it. I can play the part. I'm not a bad actor. Anyway, fuck me. Yes, so the Patreon is being clipped for you and posted here. The Patreon is quite good. I'm going to plug the Patreon now. Don't skip by it. Stop it. Don't skip by it. The Patreon is good. I guarantee you for a week, for a month. I guarantee you that. And I'm always on the chat. The last time that RPM posted in his own Patreon chat was the 4th of fucking May. I mean, come the fuck on. Just open your phone. I'd love to know what he does during the day. And also, all the people that do moan in the chat about him not producing anything, just leave. You may as well come to my fucking chat. It's more fucking active. Well, not more than the RPM one, but I'm more active in it than he is. But anyway, so if you are going to moan about that, if you were really that cross about it, you would be protesting in Sheffield. You would be prowling the suburbs of Sheffield trying to find the motherfucker. I mean, I'd join. I want my money back. I'd love to know how much I've fucking given over a lifetime of that. Been doing it for fucking ages. Cheeky fuck. Also, there are people on Patreon who do it in such a way that they say, look, you're not getting anything extra, but you're supporting me. If you're happy to support me, then carry on. But if you've not said that and not paused the payments like you can do on Patreon, which I haven't needed to yet, then what's your fucking problem? So anyway, on my Patreon, you get a podcast extra a week and you get longer videos when I do them, when there's actually something to talk about, and other stuff too. There's about 4 different chats in there, and I think one of them is completely open to everybody who just becomes a free member. I can't remember which one though. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what you get on the Patreon. And it's pretty good, I think, anyway. And also, my podcasts, this is not just a glorified advert, but it is. I hate it when you get podcasters. I mean, that was my first episode on the thing, is Podcasting is for Criminals, is the name of the first one that I ever did, because it is. Stephen Bartlett for what? And I'm not getting into that. Fucking Dragon's Den twat. So I hate it when podcasters turn the episode off at 59 minutes and 59 seconds. When they go, right, that's my contractual obligation, done for the week, off. That's bullshit. Just talk, and when you end up running out of things to say, then end it. But also, there are some people, AHEM, you know who I'm talking about, who do 45 minutes and turn it off at 44 and 59 seconds, which again, taking the fucking piss. So I'm not going to talk any more about that. Enjoy the episode. Enjoy Imola. I'll do a video next week for Imola. Thank you for your continuing support. Anybody who subscribes, anybody who watches this, I do. It warms the cockles, warms the heart. So thank you for doing that. Like, share, Mention me in the RPM Reddit because I like seeing everybody go off on that when people start calling me a twat. Well, they don't really call me a twat. They just say that I'm a bit pathetic. I am a bit pathetic. This is the pathetic show. It's clearly very fucking healthy, as you can see. I'm going now. Enjoy the audio and enjoy some footage of me fucking up on Real Racing 3 because I'm not actually very good at it, but I need to give you some sort of visuals if you happen to be watching it. I find it strangely addictive. I find it worse than Subway Surfers, watching someone else in a car that you can't control fuck it all up. So enjoy that and enjoy the Patreon. Bye-bye. What the fuck has been going on this week? Sorry I'm late by a day. My bad. We've got lots to talk about, though. Jesus. Christian Horner... Oh, fuck off, really. Fucking adverts. I'm on the Daily Mail, the world's most... it is not a reliable news source. Even Wikipedia says it's not a reliable news source. But here we are on the Daily Mail. Christian Horner on the verge of being sacked by Red Bull, report claims, but sources say that he's not at risk. Normally, the Daily Mail have to refer to Christian Horner as Jerry Halliwell's husband, because that's the people who read the Daily Mail. They have absolutely no fucking idea what's going on. So yeah, supposedly due to, well, we all know that the rift in Red Bull between the Verstappen camp and Jos and Helmut and all that sort of stuff, there is a bit of a rift between, and that definitely came to blows last year when the Horn Dog files came out. So there is definitely an issue there. And then obviously Alpine guy Oliver Oakes, he resigned supposedly over Jack Doohan's treatment, and that might be what they say. Supposedly it was for personal reasons, in inverted commas. So there was talk that he was going to go to Red Bull to replace Horner, and Horner was going to be sacked, etc., etc. But then we find out that there is a very specific reason that Oliver Oakes jacked it in, and that is because of his brother. Why has the Telegraph gone massive? Oh my God, what the hell has happened here? Come on, Telegraph. It's the only one. I had to sign up for this. I mean, I'm not subscribing, but Jesus. When will they invent a way that I can pay like 50p just to read an article rather than signing up at £25 a week or some bullshit to get a load of shit that I don't actually want? Oliver Oakes, who resigned abruptly as Alpine Formula One team principal, did so just days after his brother William Oakes, fellow director at Hitech Grand Prix, was arrested. So we've had Hitech had their cars and all their assets seized because of the ongoing issue about the fact that William Oakes was arrested at Silverstone and charged with transferring criminal property by Northamptonshire Crown Court or whatever. He was in possession of large amounts of cash, according to the police. I'd love to know what he was driving at the time. Let's Google it. This is intriguing for you, isn't it? Listening to me fucking type again. Car. It doesn't actually say what car he was in at the time, because that's how my fucking brain works. I'll go, right, this has happened, and he was arrested driving to Silverstone. Okay, what car was he driving at the time? That's how my fucking brain works. Anyway, it's saying William Oakes and Sons is actually a MOT centre in Nottingham, so you never know, there might be a link. They've managed to spell Oliver Oakes' name wrong on that one. This is why you can't trust anything that anybody writes, when you can spell someone's name wrong, it's just so stupid in the article itself. So yeah, he was found with a load of money in his car and has been remanded in custody. He's only 31, it's not bad. But the whole thing with Hitech is who was the principal owner of that. Hitech's ownership has been a source of discussion in recent years. It was 75% owned by Russian oligarch Dmitry Mazepin until 9 days before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Did he get a heads up at all, do we think? And then William Oakes took full ownership of it. But he said that they'd sold... So Oakes formed a new company, Hitech Global Holdings, on the 11th of March 2022 to take control of the shares, which came from Mazepin's Cyprus-based investment company, Bergton Management, or whatever. So it was supposedly said that the Oaks said it was always part of the strategic plan for Mazepin to fuck off out of Hitech and myself to own Hitech fully. Absolute bullshit. Where the fuck you've got the money from? He did not also, when you actually look at it, he did not buy the shares. The shares were relinquished rather than bought. So he's talking utter bollocks. And then he was obviously given a big side payment of cash, probably, to facilitate the sale. So Mazepin could get out of it just before the Russian invasion that we didn't know was going to happen, etc. So Hitech, who drives for Hitech? Hitech GP drivers. So Hitech originally existed, and then he ends up reviving it a couple of years ago. So Hitech has existed for a while. Why are these websites so impossible to fucking navigate? It is ridiculous. So there's a few teams, obviously. So British F4 and various other series that they compete in. Why won't it just tell me the drivers? Where's the AI when I want it to be? Give me a minute. It was also reported in February 2023 that Hitech registered interest in joining the Formula One. In joining the Formula One? Wikipedia is fucked. Oh, it also has a sixth team. It is one of the sixth team in oh my, this is impossible to navigate. I'm not interested. Oh, right. Okay. God damn it. Right. Here we go. So 2025, they have a guy called Luke Browning and Dino Biranovic. Okay. I don't care. I thought that was going to be someone interesting. They had Isaac Hadjar previously and Yuri Vips. Well, that went well, didn't it? This is a very problematic team. A guy called Marcus Armstrong. Oh, and a certain Liam Lawson. Oh, dearie me. And, of course, Nikita Mazepin. He's all I want in my life is all I've got to achieve is I've got to make enough money so that I can get my son to be a Formula One driver or work his way up to be a Formula One driver. And then he can buy me my house in Monaco that I require because the fucking Patreon's not going up quick enough. I mean, it's going up quick, but why can't I just be a millionaire already? This is bullshit. Who's posting tits on the Patreon chat, for God's sake? FC260. Who ambi dat? Oh, you've been around for a while. Recently bought a house and found this tucked under a desk in the back bedroom. Thought you might enjoy some vintage art. It'll be framed in the garage when I eventually knock it down and rebuild it. Some quality tit action going on there, but we cannot... Yeah. There's some very strange stuff going up on there. Is Elon Musk actually in hospital? Why am I getting so far away? Flavio Briatore is back in the driving seat, if you'll pardon the pun, to take over after Oliver Oaks left, brother of William Oaks, who is now currently banged up for having too much money in his Range Rover and nobody entirely knowing where it's come from. So he's in the shit, and Oliver Oaks has resigned as team principal, supposedly because of the treatment of Jack Doohan. I mean, they've been through so many team principals recently, it's ridiculous. So it doesn't really make a huge amount of difference. So I don't think it was necessarily that. And I mean, Flavio is a big character. Yes, we know this. But I don't think that is necessarily the thing. It's obviously Oliver Oaks has resigned and has apparently fucked off to Dubai and no one knows where he is since his brother got pinched. So if that's the case, then I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. So Flav at 75 is going to take over as de facto team principal and all-round Il Duce, democratic, in inverted commas, democratic leader of Alpine, like the Kim dynasty. And basically, we've now got to figure out what's going to happen to Oliver Oaks. Is he going to go to Red Bull? Is Christian Horner going to get booted out because the team has been a bit shit this year? And quite frankly, I think they've all had enough of it. Would Oliver Oaks be a good fit? I'm not entirely sure. But then they're also talking about Franz Tost coming back to because he was booted out for having some sort of rift with Horner. So he's fucked off. Now they might have Franz. Franz Tost is not a bad shout. I mean, he's as old as the sun, and he would actually not be a bad choice to be a steady hand with some sort of underling underneath. Maybe not at every race, all that sort of stuff. I think he might actually be quite a good shout for that. But we will have to wait and see. I think Oliver Oakes will just fuck off into the middle distance, and we won't really know what's happened to him. I don't think there's much to talk about in that. We just got to see how it all pans out, to be perfectly honest with you. Flavio's back, and those two Gaylords, I've got to find the clip now. So if I go quiet for a minute, you know what has happened. I've got to find the clip of Matt and Tommy on P1, and let me just find this. So Matt and Tommy from the P1 podcast. Tommy gets all cross about the fact that Flavio is back in the old Sportage. So what I'm going to do is, I am playing this on my phone. I am being a bit lazy. Hopefully the mic will pick it up if you've not seen it. But he goes on a little bit of a rant about how he doesn't like Flavio.
Leaving as Alpine team principal, and Flavio Briatore taking the role, the man that 17 years ago was banned from the sport.
Lifetime ban.
Cheating due to the biggest scandal in Formula One history, Crashgate.
You can tell that Tommy's getting cross about this particular bit is because he starts scratching his head, and you can tell his stupid fucking see-through glasses that he's got on. See-through glasses as in see-through frames, silver clear glass bullshit. He's sort of not particularly happy about this. So we're going to have his unfiltered opinion, I'm sure.
God, he's got some good lawyers.
I mean, it's an absolute joke, the fact that he's allowed to be in Formula One. He shouldn't even be being interviewed on Martin Brundle's grid walk, never mind a team principal of a Formula One team. I've had the pleasure of trying to get in the paddock with the wrong pass, and it goes, that is exactly what should happen with Flavio Briatore's paddock pass when he tries to get in, because it's a lifetime ban. It's the worst thing that's ever happened in the sport, and the consequence was a fair one in that you lifetime ban the people that are involved. And 17 years later, they've kept the win, and the guy that got the lifetime ban is back as team principal of that team. It's absolutely disgusting. It's the worst.
So these pair of absolute cucks are getting all shirty about the fact that Flavio's back in the sport. I mean, Tommy's getting particularly cross. He's not very happy about it. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't like it. I've had the pleasure of trying to get into the paddock without the correct pass, and you get to the gates and it goes, and that's exactly what should happen to Flavio. No, that should happen to you every time because you're annoying as fuck and no one wants you in the paddock. I'm sick of it. Let's have some fucking characters back in the paddock. Yes, Crashgate wasn't great. Great gate. It wasn't a great gate as gates go. So it was years ago. I know it was years ago, and it's the worst. He said it's the worst thing that's ever happened in the sport. Ayrton Senna's death, Roland Ratzenberger the day before, the countless other people, Niki Lauda burning to a crisp. Is Flavio being a little bit cheeky, bending the rules and having a bit of a "how's your father" with the stewards? Is that really the worst thing that has ever happened in the sport? I think. Come on, I thought you guys were better than fucking DTS fans who only have a memory of 10 years in the sport from whenever that fucking 2018. Shut up, you pair of absolute fannies. There should be a crash. There should be a crash and a scandal every week because it's more interesting than what happens currently over the last couple of years of Formula One. Let's give Flavio a gun. Let's have him and Helmut Marko strapped in the paddock. I mean, Flav's executing young drivers as it is. I thought he was all for doing, from what I'm aware. I thought he was quite for him. But no, he was shit, and it is time to put the other guy in who didn't end up with a seat purely from environmental factors. It is bollocks. Fucking idiots. Stop being such a bunch of fucking fannies and just get used to Flavio swinging his dick in the paddock with all the other fuckers. I think it's a great idea. I'm just sick of this corporate bollocks. And you are as well. I know you lot all are as well. Let's have some interest. It's the worst thing that's ever happened in the sport. You fucking bellend. don't be such a big pussy, honestly. It also gives you something to talk about, doesn't it? You can have the adventures of Flavio. You're secretly fucking delighted that he's back because it gives you something to talk about and get really cross about the fact that Flavio's back in the sport. I don't like it at all. Big fucking... Anyway. Yes. Flavio is back. He's 75,000 years old. And he's going to swing some dick in the paddock, and it's going to be fucking great. I don't even know what article this is. Motorsport Week. I mean, who the fuck writes for Motorsport Week? I've never really heard of it. So, yeah, he's back. It's going to be fucking great. He's going to be swinging dick, and it's going to be hilarious. Carlos Sainz is considering running for the FIA presidency, which would be very amusing to see and would be... I mean, we all know everyone hates MBS. MBS is standing in the back of shot like a fucking pervy uncle at a wedding in the back of the ladies' shots all the time, looking at their asses. He's always in the back of shot. He's wandering around. No one will hug him. No one will shake hands with him. He's a right cunt. Everyone agrees. And yeah, hopefully he falls off the face of the fucking earth. So what we want to do, I mean, this is MBS's first presidency. This is his first tenure as FIA president, and everyone absolutely fucking hates him. So rally legend Carlos Sainz is considering running for president of the FIA in December's election. Come the fuck on. Let's do it. He is supposedly in the process of figuring out how much support I will get in the community of motorsport. 4-time winner of the Dakar. He will be running against Mohammed Ben Sulayem, whose term in office since 2021 has been beset by controversy. Ben Sulayem has not formally declared his intention to run again, but is known to be planning to. No other political candidate has yet declared interest. I think it is a fucking great idea. Let's fucking do it. I mean, yes, he will have to get someone else to look after Formula One on his behalf because his fucking son is driving for Williams and may very well end up president of the Grand Prix Drivers Association. So we are dealing with a bit of a, not an oligarchy. Is it nepotism? Is it nepotocracy? I'm going to say nepotocracy, coining the term nepotocracy. As Sainz Senior and Sainz Junior control the largest bits of motorsport. That would be sick as fuck. We are looking at another Kim Jong-il dynasty. We're looking at another Kim dynasty, and I am so here for it. Let's fucking go. So we want Carlos to win, and we want Carlos to win. Both Carloses we need to win. We want Carlos to win in a Williams. We want Carlos Senior to kick Ben Sulayem's fucking beardy weirdy, slightly bouffant hair out back to the fucking desert, and we'll get a fucking Spaniard in the running to run the FIA. Brilliant idea. Absolutely love it. All of the meals served in the paddock will be shit paella. I hate paella. It is just the heads off prawns. We can have an annual bull chase through the streets of the Madring when that comes. So we'll have all the drivers. Never mind the fucking Lego race. I want to see Lance Stroll gets speared by a bull's horn as he gets yeeted over the barrier in the driver parade in which they all get chased by very, very angry bulls around the track. Fucking great idea. Let's do it. So what other Spanish things? We'll have the El Matador stabbing cows in a big ring with a pointy thing, with some long-range lawn darts, and then we will get them chucking donkeys off tower blocks as well. And then halfway through the race, you think about all those races that start at like 2:00, they'll have an hour in, they'll all have to have a fucking siesta. You'll get all the drivers parking up on the start-finish straight, breaking out a plastic chair and falling asleep by the side of the road.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?